Good evening to everyone. Welcome to today's training. My name is Errol. 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Today, I actually wanted to discuss the executive skill set. So that's the plan today. I'm going to review the top 5 skills in my opinion, and then discuss some other skills I feel are necessary as well. So that's the game plan for today. We'll get started shortly. As you come in, let us know where you're from. Let us know where you're from. Today we are live on StreamYard. We are live on my personal LinkedIn page. We are live on the Financial Juneteenth YouTube channel, and we are live on Dr. Boyce Watkins's X channel. Just now joining. Who do we have here? Who do we have here? From Metro Detroit. How's it going, Andrea? Thank you for joining. Andrea from Metro Detroit. We have Teresa. Peace to we have James. Welcome, Mia. We have Jen. Peace, Jen. Jen represents Cali. Cali in the building. Cool. Shout out to Chicago, Illinois. Um, I know about snow. 30 years of snow is enough for me. I retired from the snow life. Shout out to Chicago. Tashi from Kentucky. Welcome, Tashi. From the A, peace to Elisa Muhammad from the A. Great city, Atlanta, Georgia. My guy Garnell, peace to Garnell. My guy Garnell from Maryland. What's the weather like in Maryland? Uh, like in Maryland. Today is Monday, December 8th. What's the weather in Maryland, December 8th? Charles, my guy Charles, peace to Charles. Charles, I'm gonna hit you up this week. I didn't forget you. I'm gonna hit you up this week. We got Callie in the building. Callie back in the building. All right, my guy El Haj, my guy El Haj from North Carolina. Peace to El Haj. We got South Carolina in the building. Garnell says cold. We got the Bay Area in the building. Joe Spencer, welcome, Joe. Oh yeah, 18 degrees. Yeah, I can't deal with that no more. Mia says, I can't wait to get out of this cold in BK. I'm a Cali girl headed to Houston. Okay, good for you. Headed to Houston, H-Town. Okay, so Teresa says snowing in Virginia. All right. All right. Before we get any further, I'm kind of slow on the technology. I just want to make sure the audio is good and the visual is good. Can you confirm that you can hear me and see me in the chat? Is my tech straight? Before we continue, I want to make sure the tech is straight. Are we good on the tech? Welcome, Julie. Julie in the building. Welcome, Julie. Wanted to discuss the executive skill set. In my opinion, the most important skills as a business executive. Before we get into that, though, I wanna confirm who we have in the building. Who do we have on the call today? Do we have any executives on the call today? Do we have any executives on the call today? If you are a business executive, drop CEO in the chat. If you are a business executive, drop CEO in the chat. I'd like to know who we have. Who do we have on the call today? Are you an executive? Drop CEO in the chat. Let's see. Do we have any executives? Do we have any executives in the building? I wanted to start there because whether you like it or not, you are an executive. Okay, whether you like it or not, whether you're qualified or not, whether you're ready or not, you are an executive. You are an executive. Okay, you are a chief executive. Okay, Pam is a CEO. Yeah, there you go. Exactly. Andrea hit it right on the head right there. Executive of her lifestyle. Executive of her life. Everyone is a CEO. Everyone is a CEO. It's important we learn CEO skills. Okay, everyone is a CEO, whether you like it or not. Okay, shout out to Andrea. Pam is the CEO. Pam is the CEO. So, Pam, tell me how you're a CEO. What are you a CEO? Are you a CEO of your life? Are you CEO of your time? Are you CEO of your business? Are you CEO of your household? Are you CEO of your family? Let us know how you're a chief executive. Lalani's a CEO. Lalani's a boss lady. She's in charge. Julie. You're a CEO. Everyone on the call. Everyone on the call is a CEO in one way or another. Everyone is a chief executive officer. Okay. I purposely wanted to have this training because everyone is a CEO. Okay. Everyone is a CEO. Yep. CEO of my business, Teresa. CEO of okay. CEO of your business, Teresa. Jen is the CEO and founder of Black on the Platform. Okay, good. Pam is the CEO of her family and her business. Okay. Everyone is a CEO. Everyone is a CEO. Okay. Everyone needs business skills. Everyone needs executive skills. Okay. So everyone on the call is a CEO. Is a CEO. Okay. So next thing on the list, what is a business executive? What does that even mean? What does that even mean? Those of you that are CEOs, what does being a business executive mean? What does that even mean? Drop your definition in the chat. What does being a business executive mean? What does that even mean? Those of you that CEOs, let us know. Mean. CEO mean? What does being a chief executive officer even mean? To Kevin. Kevin is the CEO of his legacy. Shout out to Kevin. Kevin is not playing no games. CEO of his legacy. What does being a business executive even mean? Rachel, shout out to Rachel. Rachel is the CEO of her business. Shout out to Rachel. Rachel is a boss lady. Lalani says being a business executive means the ability to execute. Okay. All right. That's a good start. Jen says it means I am a head woman in charge. Okay, good. What else does it mean? Mia says depends on the role you set the vision, create a team to carry the vision out. Okay. What Kevin says, a visionary and decision maker. Okay, with full profit and loss responsibilities. Visionary and decision maker. Okay, I'm glad Kevin said that. Decision maker is one of the things I'm going to talk about today. Decision making is one of the skills we need. So shout out Kevin, decision maker and full profit and loss responsibilities. Your responsibility for success. Okay, if everyone's a CEO, whether they like it or not, one of the skills I'm going to talk about is accountability. As an executive, we have to have full responsibility. Okay, we need to take full responsibility of our outcomes ourselves. We will no longer defer to other people. Okay, we will no longer defer to other people. We are CEOs. We will take full responsibilities for our outcomes, our damn selves. Okay, Teresa, running my business every day. Okay, that's what Teresa says. Pam says leader who learns and provides direction. Okay, there you go. Bingo. I'm going to bring up a working definition shortly. One of the points is someone who provides direction, someone who provides organizational direction. Decision maker. Okay, decision making is one of the skills I will discuss today. Decision maker. Okay, bosses make boss moves. Executives make executive decisions. Okay. My guy Douglas says, being the individual with whom there, bingo, right there. Buck stops here. Okay. When you take accountability, when you're chief executive, the buck stops with you. You are the ultimate bottom line. Being the individual with whom the buck stops, one who dictates the direction of his or her, their team and executives. Bingo, right there. Bingo. Team and executes the objectives. Bingo. My guy Douglas. Shout out to Douglas. Andrea says, knowing how and when to delegate. There's another skill I'm going to talk about, delegation to those who are better at things they are trained for. Yep. So I can focus on new. Bingo, Andrea. Bingo. Okay. So we have a general idea of what it means to be a business executive. Okay. I asked who is a CEO. The answer is everyone's a CEO. I asked what does being a business executive mean. We have some ideas in the chat. The next thing I want to ask is, what skills do you feel? We talked about a few of them already. What skills do you feel are necessary to be a successful executive? What skills do we need to be a successful executive? What are some skills? Drop them in the chat. We talked about delegation. We talked about accountability. We talked about decision making. What else? Drop some skills that you use as an executive in the chat. Use to help you as an executive. And yep, delegation. Nicole says consistency. Okay, consistency, delegation. Andrea says, okay, financial literacy. All right. Teresa says sales. Okay, yep. What other skills do we need to be a successful business executive? What are some executive skills that we need? What else? Bingo. Here, my guy Douglas. Shout out to Douglas. Bingo. One of the skills I'm going to talk about is problem solving. Okay, problem solving. My guy Douglas, I believe, is an engineering. So perfect answer from an engineer. Perfect answer from an engineer. Okay, problem solving. Bingo. Problem solving. Ability to be decisive, decision making, foresight, and strategic. But Douglas read my mind. Douglas. Shout out to Douglas. Douglas read my mind. Douglas is an engineer, I believe. That man does. That man's problems. I can't even speak. That man solves problems. Okay, you already know I'm not good at English. I'm better at business. Okay, my guy Douglas. Problem solving, decision making, foresight, and strategy. Okay, bingo. Jen. I'm gonna. This is another one I'm gonna discuss right here. Communication skills. Communication skills. We need effective communication skills. Andrea says strategy. Decision making, yeah. Being adapt. Okay, bingo, right here, bingo. Julie says being adaptive. If I can find it, being adaptive. This is another skill I'm going to discuss. This one's on my list. Problem solving, yep. Futurist. Okay, futurist. I have a similar word on my list. I'm going to discuss. It's related to being a futurist. Similar idea. As being able to see around the corner. Okay, so here are some of the skills we need to be effective as an executive. Okay, here are some of the skills we need to be effective as an executive. All right, so there's some skills right there in the chat. There are some skills right there in the chat. The plan is I'm going to go. My plan is to have this to go 1 hour. So I kind of want to get straight to the point. I've got a short presentation. I've got a few slides I want to share. Here's another skill right here: being a visionary. Bingo, bingo. I've got 12 skills I'm going to describe. Maybe 7 or 8 of them have been discussed already. Okay, so I'm going to give you my perspective on those 12 skills. Okay, I'm going to give you my perspective on those 12 skills. I'm going to give you my top 5, what I believe are the top 5 most important, and then I'm going to give you 7 other skills. Okay, so that's the plan. And I'm going to actually summarize those 12 skills, and then I've got a few YouTube shorts I want to share as well. Into it. Let's get right into it. Now you can see that PowerPoint in the chat. Please confirm that you can see that PowerPoint in the chat. You know I'm slow on the technology. I'm better at the business. Just drop a confirmation in the chat that you can see my PowerPoint right there. The executive skill set. The executive skill set. My name is Errol C. Mango. I am founder of 416 Solutions, LLC. We invest and we consult. America works for us. HR qualifications, we check HR's qualifications. There will be no apologies for that. Is in partnership with the Black Business School. Shout out to the Black Business School. Formally is cool. Freedom education is cold. Getting a job is cool. Getting free is cold. Staying free is the coldest. Shout out to the Black Business School. Of today's presentation, I'm going to first define what being a business executive means. I'm going to get into my top 5 skills. I'm going to get into 7 other skills. I'm going to summarize everything. I'm going to share 3 YouTube shorts, and then we'll take some questions and answers. Brief working definition of what being a business executive even means. What does being a business executive even mean? A high-ranking organizational leader, someone who is responsible for organizational direction, strategy, and objectives. That's according to Google AI. Simply put, a high-ranking organizational leader, someone who is responsible for organizational direction, strategy, and objectives. And that's according to Google AI. So that's a brief working definition of a business executive. Skills. I want to get to right into the skills. 5 skills. Skills required to be a successful business executive, in my opinion. Accountability. Somebody mentioned accountability in the chat. Being an executive, being the chief executive, means the buck stops with you. If things go left, that's your fault. If things go right, that's because of you as well. If things that's because of you. If things go right, that's because of you. You cannot blame finance and accounting. You cannot blame HR. You cannot blame sales. You cannot blame operations. You cannot blame customer service. Executive, it's your fault things went left. So the first skill we need to be successful is accountability. Ultimate bottom line. That we need to be a successful business executive is asset management. We manage several assets. We manage capital, we manage human capital, and we manage time. Time in my previous life. I would sleep 8 hours, I would work the day job 8 hours, and in that third 8 hours, I would side hustle, I would go to the gym, I would study, I'd work on content for the classes, and I would manage real estate. In that third 8 hours, I had zero time to waste. I had zero time to waste in that third 8 hours. As an executive, your time will be limited. We need is the skill of asset management. Someone mentioned this already. Our communication skills, both and verbal skills. We write reports, we write emails, we write texts. As an executive, we make presentations, we speak to our staff, we speak to our stakeholders. As an executive, you cannot hide in the back under the desk forever scared. As an executive, you need to be an effective communicator. The third skill we need is effective communication skills. Someone mentioned this in the chat, is the skill of decision making. Some kind of justification will impact people. The decisions we make will have consequences. Will not always be liked by everyone. We cannot be afraid to make tough decisions. Making tough decisions is part of the job description. So the skill we need are skills. As an executive, are problem solving skills. Shout out to my guy Douglas, I believe, said problem solving is one of the skills. Shout out to Douglas. Problem solving is definitely one of the skills we need as an executive. As an executive, it's not a matter of if things go wrong, it's a matter of when things go wrong. Solving from 10 years of being a landlord. It wasn't a matter of if that water heater goes out. It wasn't a matter of if that air condition goes out. It wasn't a matter of if those toilets flood. It was a matter of when those things happen. Okay, I had to have the foresight to problem solve before the problems arose. Did I have my contractor's number in my cell phone? Did I have my handyman's number in my cell phone? Did I have my cleaning lady's number in my cell phone? Was I trying to minimize problems before I was trying to minimize problems before they came about? So the fifth skill we need is problem solving skills. Skills, in my opinion, I use these skills every day. I've been using these skills for several years now. These are the top 5 skills, in my opinion, every executive needs: asset management, communication, decision making, and problem solving. Some other skills I feel are necessary. Skills I feel are necessary. I think someone had mentioned this skill in chat. As an executive, if your product or service is not selling in the marketplace, maybe you need to pivot. If your strategies are not working in the marketplace, maybe you need to pivot. Those skills, okay, basic analytical skills, nothing crazy. Our decision making will be based in part on our analysis skills. As an executive, we analyze data, we analyze financial statements, so we need basic analytical skills. Calmness. As an executive, especially during times of crisis, your staff will look to you, your stakeholders will look to you. How are you responding? Are you nervous? Are you impulsive? Are you erratic? Or are you cool, calm, and collected? Was also mentioned in the chat. As executives, we can't handle everything ourselves. I hire a controller to handle my books so I can focus on what I'm good at. I can't I can't excel at HR, finance and accounting, operations, strategy, sales, customer service. I can't excel in several fields all at once. So what I do is hire people who specialize in these fields, and I outsource what I need to outsource so I can lock in on what I'm good at. So delegation is also a skill we need as an executive. Organizational skills. Can you think? Every Monday morning, I make a to-do list. My to-do list is maybe 12 or 15 items for that week. As every day goes by, I scratch off 2 or 3 things off my list. By Friday close of business, I've completed 12 or 15 items. I do that every week, every month, every quarter. So I can keep track of everything and I can make progress behind everything. So organizational skills are another skill we need. Skill. You're competent. Do people feel you're experienced? Do people naturally follow you? Need some kind of leadership training, either formal or informal. Are we a natural leader? And lastly, I believe someone mentioned vision in the chat. Can we see the future? Can we plan ahead? Can we see 1 step ahead? Can we see 3 steps ahead? Can we see 10 steps ahead? If this happens, do I have a plan? If that happens, do I have a plan? If that other thing happens, do I have a plan? So vision is also a skill we need to be successful business executive. Summarize what we talked about here today. There are various skills we need to be successful. These skills can be developed. Maybe we're stronger in one area than others. We can always work on those areas that we're weaker in, so we can become well-rounded. And just like anything else in life, our skills can improve with time and experience. Okay, so what skills are needed to be a successful business executive? Several. We discussed 12 today. Those skills can be developed, and these skills can improve with time and experience. All right, here's a quick summary of the 12 skills we discussed today. Accountability, asset management, communication, decision-making, problem-solving, adaptability, analytical, calmness, delegation, organizational, leadership, and vision. All right. I've got 3 skills highlighted there in red. I've got 3 YouTube shorts from 3 different people. I'd like to share. These 3 different people are arguably the best ever in their field. The first one discussing accountability, the second one discussing decision making, and the third one discussing adaptability. All right, let me see if I can share this correctly. Let me share my screen here. Okay, here's the first high-ranking organizational leader discussing accountability. Okay, this is Kobe Bryant, a high-ranking organizational leader. Let's see what Kobe has to say regarding accountability.
The people that I've always had issues or problems with are the people that don't demand excellence from themselves. I won't tolerate that. So I think when the career is said and done, they're not going to be looking at you, a player on his team, and saying, you didn't win a championship. No, they're going to be looking here, right? So it's my responsibility to make sure everybody's holding themselves accountable. I'm holding you accountable. If we just played a back-to-back, we have practice the next day, your ass better be there, tape ready to go, right? Because I'm there and I'm ready. And I just got finished lifting weights for 2 hours, right? So I hold guys to a higher standard, and I don't sugarcoat stuff. Never have, never will. The people that I've always had issues or problems with are the people that don't demand excellence from themselves. I won't tolerate that. So I think when the career is said and done, they're not going to be looking at you, a player on his team, and saying, you didn't win a championship. No, they're going to be looking here, right? So it's my responsibility to make sure everybody's holding themselves accountable. I'm holding you accountable. If we just played a back-to-back and we have practice the next day, your ass better be there, tape ready to go, right? Because I'm there and I'm ready. And I just got finished lifting weights for 2 hours, right? So I hold guys to a higher standard, and I don't sugarcoat stuff. Never have, never will. The people that
There's Kobe Bryant, arguably the best ever in his field, discussing accountability. Kobe Bryant was a high-ranking organizational leader. There he is discussing accountability, one of the skills we discussed. What do you guys think about that? What do you guys think about Kobe Bryant discussing accountability? Drop your comments in the chat. I've got another high-ranking organizational leader here. He is discussing decision-making. Let's see what he has to say. Here is Jeff Bezos discussing decision-making. Let's see what Bezos has to say regarding decision-making.
As a senior executive, what do you really get paid to do? As a senior executive, you get paid to make a small number of high-quality decisions. Your job is not to make thousands of decisions every day. Is that really worth it if the quality of those decisions might be lower because you're tired or grouchy or any number of things? Now, it's different if it's a startup company. I mean, you're really, when Amazon was 100 people, it's a different story. But But Amazon's not a startup company, and all of our senior executives operate the same way I do. They work in the future, they live in the future. None of the people who report to me should really be focused on the current quarter. Right now, I'm working on a quarter that's going to reveal itself in 2021 sometime. And that's what you need to be doing. You need to be out sort of, 2 or 3 years in advance. As a senior executive, what do you really get paid to do? As a senior executive, you get paid to make a small number of high quality decisions. Your job is not to make thousands of decisions every day. Is that really worth it if the quality of those decisions might be lower because you're tired or grouchy or any number of things? Now, it's different if it's a startup company. I mean, you're really, when Amazon was 100 people, it's a different story, but Amazon's not a startup company, and all of our senior executives operate the same way I do. They work in the future, they live in the future. None of the people who report to me should really be focused on the current quarter. Right now, I'm working on a quarter that's going to reveal itself in 2021 sometime. And that's what you need to be doing. You need to be out sort of, 2 or 3 years in advance.
Jeff Bezos discussing decision-making and vision. Decision-making and vision. All right, I've got one more YouTube short. This gentleman is the lead executive of the biggest company ever. Here he is discussing adaptability. Let me share this one. Let's remove that one and let's share this one. Let's see here. Share screen. Okay, here's Jensen Huang. You might have heard of him. Biggest CEO of the biggest company in the world. Here he is discussing adaptability.
And if it's the wrong decision, let's change our mind. And a lot of people say CEOs are always right and they never change their mind. That doesn't make any sense at all to me, especially when it violates the first principles of what we want the company to become. An innovative company that invents amazing things, that solves problems for the world that it sometimes didn't even know it had. If you want to do that, then you have to cultivate that tolerance for risk-taking, and you have to then teach people how to fail, but fail quickly and inexpensively, and how to be direct with each other, that this is the wrong approach and what's the better approach, and then be flexible enough to change courses and quick. And if it's the wrong decision, let's change our mind. And a lot of people say CEOs are always right and they never change their mind. That doesn't make any sense at all to me, especially when it violates the first principles of what we want the company to become. An innovative company that invents amazing things, that solves problems for the world that it sometimes didn't even know it had. If you want to do that, then you have to cultivate that tolerance for risk-taking, and you have to then teach people how to fail, but fail quickly and inexpensively, and how to be direct with each other, that this is the wrong approach and what's the better approach, and then be flexible enough to change courses and quick.
All right, there's Jensen discussing adaptability. Okay, so 3 people discussing 3 of the skills we talked about. I want to go back. I want to go back to our list here. Okay, let me share this screen. We had Kobe Bryant discussing accountability. We had Jeff Bezos discussing decision making and vision, and we had Jensen Huang discussing adaptability. All right, let's go back to our skills list. All right, so there are the 12 skills once again. Those are 3 YouTube shorts we just discussed. Okay, so here are the skills list again. I've got 3 different skills highlighted: asset management, analytical, and vision. I'm going to get deeper into these 3 skills starting tomorrow night. Okay, starting tomorrow night, I am going to discuss asset management, analytical skills, and having vision. I'm going to start deep diving into those 3 skills specifically starting tomorrow night. Okay. Those of you may know already, I will have a 6-week options masterclass starting tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. 3 of the skills that we will discuss were on that list right there: asset management, analytical skills, and vision. Okay, so in the options market, we manage assets, we perform analysis, and we have vision. So anyone interested in that 6-week masterclass, there's a QR code in my top left corner of my screen. You can pull out your phone and scan that QR code. If you're interested in that masterclass, I want to show you the breakdown of the week by. I want to show you the week by week breakdown of the masterclass starting tomorrow. Let's see here. I want to stop sharing that one, and I want to share the week by week breakdown. All right, let's see here. Okay, here it is. Okay. Okay, today is 12/8. Tomorrow's 12/9. We will get into 5 selling strategies in week 1. 5 selling strategies starting tomorrow. On Wednesday, we'll have our first application lab. On 12/16, week 2, we will discuss how to reverse engineer your freedom. Shout out to all the engineers. Engineering infrastructure is cool. Engineering your freedom is better. We're going to discuss the step-by-step process of how to reverse engineer your freedom. That'll be in week 2. In week 3, we will discuss HELOC mathematics. Not HELOC feelings, not HELOC emotions, but HELOC mathematics. How to calculate the line, how to calculate the interest, how to calculate the principal and interest, how to calculate the revenue and expenses, how to calculate your peace of mind. Week 1, 2, 3, 4. Week 4, we will discuss position management. The 3 methods of management, including rolling. Okay, including rolling. The price of admission is 310. If you master rolling, you can get an infinite return on that 310 if you just mastered rolling alone. January 6th, week 5, we will discuss entity trading. For those of you interested in trading in your LLC or your S Corp, I'll go over the process of trading in your entity. And on January 13th, I will discuss margin secured puts. If you master just one of those topics, you can get an infinite return on the expense. Okay, you can get an infinite return on the expense. That's the week by week breakdown. 6 consecutive Tuesdays starting tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern to 10 p.m. Eastern. I will purposely leave time for general Q&A as well as topic Q&A, and we will have our application labs every other Wednesday during market hours, 2 to 3 p.m. Eastern. Okay, so that's the breakdown of the options masterclass starting tomorrow night. Thing before we go to questions and comments, let me share one more thing. Page. Okay, if you click that QR code, it'll take you to this landing page. All right. This is the BL1 Options Masterclass, 6-week options, more advanced topics. Okay, more advanced topics. Starting tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. 9 total sessions, 6 lectures, and 3. Okay. About myself. Who's this for? Anyone looking to level up? Anyone looking to go to the next level? Anyone looking to buy back their time? And like I said, 310, it does cost, but if you just mastered one of those concepts, you would get an infinite return on that 310. The replays will be available, and there are some bonuses here that will be available as well. Access there, that'll be a part of the curriculum. You'll get the replay of a 2-day training I hosted about 3 weeks ago. You'll get the replay to that. You'll get some bonuses from Dr. Boyce. He threw in some bonuses, and I'm throwing in some bonuses as well. Some Dr. Boyce bonuses right there. Bonuses on the bottom. I'm going to continue to build out some of these bonuses as the weeks progress. So here's the landing page for the 6-week masterclass starting tomorrow. Week by week topics. Okay, so slightly more advanced, slightly more advanced on purpose. Slightly more advanced on purpose. Okay. Landing page to the masterclass. Okay. Let me start sharing that. Let's check out some questions and comments. Any questions and comments? Drop them in the chat. Any questions or comments? Drop them in the chat. It says, most people resist organizational change. True. Having leaders that effectively cultivate adaptability is critical for survival. Yep. Look, everyday technology advances, everyday consumer preferences change, everyday laws change. So we have to be able to adapt, right? We're executives. We have to be able to adapt, or we become dinosaurs, right? We know what happened to the dinosaurs. Okay. So in business, we have to be able to adapt. As you can, let's see here. As you can, you only can control your actions, right? You can't expect a shift in anything if you don't put forth the effort and improve. True story. True story. Let's see here. Teresa says you have to have people that want to do their best on your team. Yep. Yep, that's true. Sports are a metaphor for life. This is true. Sports are a metaphor for business, right? Sports are a metaphor for business. When I was a kid, I played a lot of sports. I would compete in baseball, volleyball, soccer, right? And I had a dream as a kid to be an athlete, right? But now I grew up and my sport is business, okay? I compete in business. I train in business. I study business, okay? Just like athletes study the film, the replay of the game, I study business. I study business, I train in business, and I compete in business. So sports are a metaphor for business. Mia says, excellence is one of my values. He's spot on. Okay. Describing Kobe Bryant's accountability video. Anita says, accountability is extremely important. Look, if you're chief executive, if that's your business, if you're the one ultimately responsible, you have to take accountability. Okay. You can't run around blaming other people if your business went bad. If your business went bad, that's your fault. That's not racism's fault. That's not the economy's fault. That's not the politician's fault. If you're a real chief executive, you took accountability, that's your fault. And similarly, if things went right, that's your fault too. That's because of you too. So accountability, one of the most important skills we need as an executive. The buck stops with you. Okay, the buck stops with you. Definitely. All right, drop any comments. Okay, my guy Howard, shout out to Howard. Herman Cain, CEO of Godfather Pizza, wrote a book called CEO of Self. CEO of Self. Everyone is a CEO, whether you like it or not. Okay, you're chief executive of your life, you're chief executive of your time, you're chief executive of your family, you're chief executive of your household, of your business. You're chief executive 5 ways right there. Okay, at least 5 ways. Everyone's chief executive. Okay? Everyone needs executive skills. Everyone needs executive skills. Everyone needs business skills. If you're melanated in America, you definitely need business skills. Asks, is that price any different for WIN members, alumni? Kevin, you know what? You know what, Kev? Do this. Just email support at the Black Business School. Just let them know that you're in the WIN group. And let's see if they can help you out with that. Anyone in the WIN group, just email support at theblackbusinessschool.com and just let them know that you're in one of the other groups. Maybe we can help you out. Your questions in the chat. Douglas asks, what is your take on developing the appropriate mindset for success as an executive? That's a great question. What is your take on the appropriate mindset for success as an executive? Great question. Developing the right mindset for anything is crucial. Business is no different. Preparation, for me personally, I prepare. I sacrifice I sacrificed the majority of the last 20 years of my life to be in the position I am today. So mindset plays a big factor. Mindset, I'll say it in this order: God first, mindset second, skill set third, work ethic fourth. God, mindset, skill set, work ethic. Okay, in that order. Mastering the mindset is important if you want to be exceptional in any. Okay, if you want to be exceptional in any field, mastering the mindset is crucial. Me developed the mindset. I sought out counsel from people who I thought were in the top of their field. I consulted with experts. Okay, I picked their brain. I purposely flew across the country. I purposely took them out to lunch. I purposely took their classes so I can talk to them one-on-one, face-to-face, and ask them, how did you get that mindset? How did you become a leader in your field? What made you great? What was your work ethic? What was your skill set? How do you approach this? How do you approach that? And slowly I consulted with experts over the years, and that helped shape my mindset. Picking their mindset helped me shape my mindset. So that's one way I developed the appropriate mindset. Consult with experts. Let's see here. Okay, conflict. Okay, Kevin, if you have a conflict, the replay will be available. One of the skills we talked about was decision making, right? One of the skills we discussed was decision making, right? So here's part of my justification on whatever day I picked, whatever time I picked. Whatever day I picked, whatever time I picked, it was going to conflict with something. Whatever day I picked, whatever time I picked, it wasn't going to work for someone. So I had to make the decision, and I decided Tuesdays, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. Okay, it was going to conflict regardless. The trainings will be recorded. Yep, the trainings will be recorded. Questions, drop them in the chat. My objective was to keep today's meeting to under an hour. I wanted to discuss 5 skills that I use every day as an executive, as well as some other skills I feel are important. What are some skills, drop them in the chat, that you use? What are some skills that we didn't mention that you feel are important? What are some skills you use as chief executive? What are some skills you use in the future? Big for me. Problem solving is big for me. There's not a day that goes by that something doesn't go sideways, that something doesn't go according to plan. I can't cry about it. I can't complain about it. I just have to fix it. Okay. If I'm the executive of my business, if I'm the leader of my business, no one's coming to solve my problems. I have to solve the problem. Okay. Problem solving. What else did we discuss? We discussed delegation. We discussed adaptability. We discussed okay. In my previous life, I was essentially an asset manager. I spend a lot of my hours managing assets nowadays. Okay, so you might know me from an options context, but I believe I spend way more hours being an executive than I do on options. So one of the duties as an executive is to manage my portfolio. No one's coming to save me if I screw up my real estate portfolio. No one's coming to save me if I screw up my stock portfolio. No one's coming to save me if I screw up my options portfolio. No one's coming to save me if I screw up my business. Okay, I'm the chief executive. I'm the bottom line. I'm the one ultimately responsible for my outcomes. I have to manage assets. Okay. What else did we discuss? Decision making. Okay. Decision making. We can't be afraid of making tough decisions. Okay. Decision making is a requirement of the job. Okay. We can't run away from tough decisions. Management. Yep. Let's see here. Sharon asks, can I take a family member to class? I'm sure you can. Just confirm, just email support at the Black Business School, just confirm, but I don't think it'll be a problem. Cutting fat excess is distracting. Yep. One of the things that helped me over the years was scaling back. Okay. One of the things that helped me in the past was scaling back, doing less so I could do more. Okay. Doing less so I could do more. One of the things that helped me in the past was addition by subtraction. Okay. Addition by subtraction helped me. I scaled back trying to do 7 things at one time, trying to work the day job, trying to side hustle, trying to run my real estate portfolio, trying to run the business, trying to run option plays, trying to run this, trying to do that. Okay. So one of the things that helped me was scaling back from 7 ventures or 5 ventures into 1 or 2 ventures. Okay. I kind of scaled back. I cut out the ventures where my profit margin wasn't high. I scaled up the ventures where I did have high profit margin. I went harder in those areas. I scaled back in the other areas. That's one thing that definitely helped me get over the hump. I mentioned asset management. Omari, I'm sure you manage your time. I'm sure you manage your business. I'm sure you manage your family. I'm sure you manage other assets. Okay. You manage assets as an executive. You have to manage assets, staff, time, capital, etc. Some other skills here: humility, reflection, unyielding commitment, continual growth and development. Yep, all very important. All very important. Okay, actually, I like the reflection skill. I like the reflection skill because nowadays I do more reflection. Okay, in my previous life, I literally got out the bed and got straight into the to-do list. Okay, that's my previous life. In my current life, I do more of a reflection. I get up. I don't jump into to-do list. Okay, I pause. I do some meditation. I do some deep breathing. I will not. I remind myself. I will not be rushed. I will not be pressured. I will take my time, and I'll take my time. In my previous life, I was like a chicken with my head cut off, running around crazy, nonstop every day. No real strategy. No real direction. Okay, putting out a fire over here, putting out a fire over there, putting out a fire over there. No time to sit down and strategize. Okay. So nowadays, I like that. Douglas mentioned the word reflection. Nowadays, I can reflect on what I'm trying to do with the rest of my life, what's meaningful to me, what am I going to do with my time. I will not allow anyone to hijack my time. Okay, so I like those skills right there. Continual growth and development. Okay, I'm a student. I'm probably more of a student than I am a coach or a teacher. Okay, I'm probably more of a student. I'm in a lot of the classes you're in. So I'm committed to continued education. Okay. Freedom education was way better than formal education. Okay. Freedom education, don't stop for me. Less is more. Do less is more. Okay. That addition by subtraction. And I'm not just gassing you up. I actually lived that. Okay. I learned that lesson firsthand. Okay. 20 years straight, I was trying to do way too much all at the same time. Impossible. Impossible. Focus on the 1 or 2 ventures that provide you the highest profit margin. We had a training on profit margin earlier this year. What's profit margin? A measure of efficiency and profitability. What ventures are most efficient and profitable for you? Scale up those ones, scale back everything else. Less is more. Addition by subtraction. Simplify to multiply. Simplify to multiply. Okay, less is more. I'm not trying to do more. I'm trying to do less. Okay, I bust my ass in America 20 years straight. I will not bust my ass anymore. Okay, I will not work for America. I send their ass to work on my behalf. Jensen to work. I'd rather send Jassy to work. I'd rather send Carp to work. I'd rather send Armstrong to work. I'd rather send other executives to work. I'd rather chill out. My life purpose is not 40 years of labor. Oh, that actually reminds me. Anyone whose life purpose is not 40 years of labor, anyone whose life purpose is not continued subordination, anyone whose life purpose is not anyone whose life purpose is not to update your resume, consider joining the 6-week mastermind. Okay, consider joining the 6-week mastermind. You saw the list of week by week breakdowns. Okay. It's one thing for me to talk about these concepts. It's another thing for me to live these concepts. I don't talk about those concepts. I live those concepts every period. No lie. Okay. Questions in the chat. Any other comments or questions, drop them in the chat. Helped me, like I mentioned, was scaling back. One thing that helped me over the years to be an executive was focusing on the ventures I'm best at, focusing on the tasks I'm best at, delegating everything else. Okay, delegating everything else. That definitely helped me put me over the top. Okay, that definitely put me over the top. I can't do everything myself. I don't want to do everything myself. A lot of you are entrepreneurs are trying to do way too much all by yourself. So one thing I suggest is delegation. Another thing I suggest is focusing on one of the two ventures that most resonate with you. Okay, maybe you cut back everything else. Profit margin on all your business ventures. Calculate the profit margin on all your business ventures. The venture with the highest percentage, the venture with the highest profit margin is the venture that's most efficient and most profitable. Okay, I can't work anymore. 20 years was my max. Okay, I'm not trying to work hard anymore. I send America to work on my behalf. I'd rather chill out. SS, how much capital might we need to make plays during the masterclass? That's a good question. The general answer to that is 10,000 or less, but there's certain tickers you can start trading for as little as 2,000, 2,500. If you sold a put on, say, Lyft, that's like 2,100, 2,200. If you sold a put on American Airlines, that's like 1,100, 1,200, something like that. So when people ask me that, what capital base do I need to get started? My general answer is less than 10,000. But of course, there are examples where you can get started for 1,200, 1,100. Okay. How long will I have to look at the playback of the courses? I believe they're yours for life. I believe you can have them forever. Today, we discussed 12 skills I feel are necessary to be a successful business executive. I wanted to keep today's meeting short. My time is valuable. Like I said, I learned the value of time in my previous life. Okay, I had no time to waste in that 38 hours. I had no time to waste in that 38 hours. Today's meeting as a value add. Was today's meeting a value add? Did you get something out of today's meeting? What's the takeaway you have from today's meeting? Okay, all the inspiration is cool, all the motivation is cool, all the hype is cool, all the talk is cool. What action will you take? What steps will you take? What are your takeaways from today's meeting? Way better than the talk, hype, inspiration, and motivation. Okay, what steps will you take when you leave this meeting? What steps will you take starting tomorrow morning? Okay, we're beyond the hype. We're beyond the inspirational. Let me say this. Okay, before I even say this, let me say this first. I'm bad at English, but let me say this. Operational than inspirational. Okay, it's better to be operational than inspirational. Okay, it's better to be operational than inspirational. Okay. Yeah, subtraction. Okay, Julie says addition by subtraction. Okay, in the process is now. Okay. Okay, I'm not telling you. I'm telling you from my experience. One thing that helped me was eliminating all the things that weren't providing me good return for my time, effort, and capital. Okay, I was locking in on the ventures that provided the best return for my time, effort, and capital. Everything else I didn't have time for. Everything else maybe I would circle back to. Okay, maybe I would circle back to. Why? Because the ventures that have the highest profit margin are again most efficient and most profitable simultaneously. Couple other takeaways: learn, plan, and execute. Okay, learn, plan, and execute. All the motivation's cool, all the talk is cool, all the hype is cool. Executing is way better. Manage my time. Okay, yep. Time as an executive, your time will be severely limited. Okay, as an executive, your time will be severely limited. As an executive, you're going to be pulled in 1,000 directions simultaneously. Okay, so we have to be able to manage our time. We have to be experts at time management, especially if you work the day job. Sleep 8 hours, day job 8 hours. That third 8 hours, you have to be locked in. Douglas, my guy, Douglas, taking more of a CEO approach at every aspect of your life. Good for you, Douglas. Douglas is an engineer. That man's going to engineer his CEO approach. Okay. All right, here we go. Big O. Let me say this before I even try to read this because I am bad with English. Being operational is better than being inspirational. Okay. Taking action is way better than thinking about taking action. Okay. But of course, feel free to disagree. In my opinion, taking action is better than talking about taking action. Okay. Operational is better than inspirational. My shortcomings in English aside. Time management. Okay. Time management. Okay. We have to be masters of time management. We have no time to waste. It's 2026 in a few weeks. The time is now. Future's here. We ain't got no time to waste. Eliminating some of my ventures. Okay. This spoke to my previous life right here. I was doing way too much all at once. I can't do 7 things. I can't do 12 things. You can't be an expert in drop shipping, affiliate marketing, real estate, options, traditional entrepreneurship, work the day job, do hair, drive. You can't do 7 things. You can't do 12 things all at once. Calculate your profit margin on every venture. The one with the highest profit margin, lock in on that one. Okay. Eliminate everything else. Scale back to scale up. That helped me. My long goal. Okay. Yep. Focus on your long goal. Work on your long goal a little bit every day. Okay. Work on your long goal. If you only can work on your long goal 10 minutes every day, 10 minutes every day, 15 minutes every day, 30 minutes every day, 60 minutes every day, that'll add up over time. All right. Yep. Takeaways in the chat. There's some takeaways in the chat. I had no choice but to become an executive. Okay, so like I said, everyone's an executive, whether you like it or not, whether you're qualified or not, whether you're ready or not, you're an executive. So we discussed 12 executive skills everyone needs, in my opinion. Me personally, I had no choice but to become an executive. Okay, the alternative was terrible. I had no choice but to become an executive. The alternative was terrible. Okay, another 20 years on the plantation, I couldn't do that. So I had no choice but to fire myself as an employee and hire myself as chief executive. I had to become an executive. Why? The alternative was terrible. Yeah. Here's the takeaway. Okay, profit margin. Okay, those of you that are interested in profit margin, there's a training I did on profit margin earlier this year, free on YouTube. Here's how you calculate. Anyone with a notepad, I'm gonna give you a quick formula on how to calculate profit margin. Revenue minus expenses divided by revenue times 100. Revenue minus expenses divided by revenue times 100. Calculate the profit margin on all your ventures. Go hard on the ones that have the highest profit margin. Why? Because they are both efficient and profitable simultaneously. We like ventures that are efficient and profitable. Okay. We may find some ventures are profitable, but they take too much out of us. Okay, some of us work the day job. We make $300,000 on the day job. It's profitable, but it's not efficient. Conversely, there's ventures that are very efficient, but they're not profitable. We like ventures that are both efficient and profitable at the same damn time. Okay, profit margin, revenue minus expenses divided by revenue times 100. Arguably the most important metric in business. Arguably the most important metric in business, profit margin. When you leave this meeting, next time you're on your favorite AI model, what is the most important metric in business? See what the AI model says. Don't believe me. Minus expenses divided by revenue times 100. That's the formula of profit margin. Revenue minus expenses divided by revenue multiplied by 100. That in percentage, okay? Whatever percentage that is, okay? All right. Margin is a percentage, okay? Okay, yeah, Douglas, my guy Douglas says facts. We like ventures that are efficient and profitable. Not just efficient, not just profitable, both simultaneously. Omari, one of your time is one of your most valuable assets. Me personally, I wasted at least 7 years of my life. I can't get back those 7 years. I ain't got no time to waste these days. I ain't got no time to waste. I personally was asleep for 7 years. Okay, I would work the day job. I'd come home and I'd bullshit around. I'd go back to the day job. 7 years of my life passed just doing nothing. I ain't got no time to waste. PM Eastern. Okay, today we discussed 12 skills every executive needs. We discussed some takeaways. I hope you found today's meeting of value add. Just as a reminder, tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, we discuss what I believe is the most correctly. Let me say this correctly. Tomorrow night, week 1, we start the B1 Options Masterclass, the venture that I believe is the highest profit margin. Okay, don't believe me? Perform your own analysis, come to your own conclusions. Why do I say options have the highest profit margin? Highest revenue, lowest expense, most efficient use of my time, effort, and capital. Okay, don't believe me? Do your own due diligence, do your own homework, do your own analysis, come to your own conclusions. Okay, B1 Options Masterclass starts tomorrow night. Before we wrap, I'm going to drop the link in the chat. The QR code's on the screen. Today's meeting of value add. There's the link in the chat. Again, my name's Errol C. Mango. I'm the founder of 416 Solutions. We do not work for America. America works for us. I'm gonna check you out tomorrow night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern.